This tutorial is brought to you by PhotoshopTalent.com. Hey there and welcome to another Photoshop tutorial from IceFlow Studios. And in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you a method of applying a digital tattoo onto someone's body. Now there are several ways of doing this, and depending on the colors of your tattoo and the quality of the image you're applying the tattoo onto, you may have to explore other ways of doing this, but I'm showing a very basic way to apply a basic tattoo onto an image. In front of us we have two photos. Photo number one I found over at everystockphoto.com. This is the photo we're going to be applying the tattoo onto. And this photo right here I found over at Google. And this is the tattoo we're going to be using. The first thing you want to do is isolate the tattoo from the background. As you can see, we have a black tattoo on a white background. So very quickly I'm going to grab my magic wand tool and get rid of the white background. I've discussed how to use the magic wand tool in the past, so I'm not going to touch on that in this tutorial. So we now have our tattoo separated from our background. It's on a transparent background. And all we're going to do now is drag it onto our image that we want to apply it to. So here we go. And once we have it on our image, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate it. So basically you're going to position it exactly the way you want it positioned on the person's arm in this case. So I'm going to grab my move tool, and at the top I'm going to make sure show transform controls is checked. If you're on CS2 or below, I believe it says show bounding box. And you'll notice that we now have this bounding box. And if we head to one of the corners and just move out a little bit, you'll notice we have this rotate cursor. We can now grab and rotate it and position it the way we want it to. And if we wanted to, we can also shrink the size a little bit. So I'm going to position it approximately right here. And when we're finished, we're going to press OK, and it will apply the changes. So to make it look like it's actually on the arm, we're going to do a few steps. Step one, we're going to head over to our layers palette, and we're going to change the blend mode to multiply. This will basically blend it a little bit better with the skin, but it doesn't look that great. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to actually decrease the opacity. And this is all personal preference. Play with the settings and see which opacity level suits the tattoo best for you. So I'm going to decrease it approximately to 70. That just basically blends it pretty nicely with the skin. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blur the edges a little bit. Just blur this tattoo just to make it look not so sharp on the skin. So we're going to head up to the top, click on Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and again, it's all about personal preference. I'm going to enter a very low setting, but if you turn on and off preview, you definitely notice that there is a difference, and it looks a lot better. And click OK. And there you have it. Now, if there are other tattoos and you want to blend them, you can head into something like hue and saturation and adjust the color. You can add colorize, things of this nature. Like so, and basically adjust the color to your liking. And we can always head back into brightness and contrast. There's a lot of things you can do to make the tattoo look a lot better than it does. And it looks pretty good right here. So I'm going to leave it at that. And that's a very basic way of adding a tattoo to someone's body. Again, if your tattoo has many colors, or the quality is not that great, or the image that you're applying it to isn't that great, you may have to explore other methods, or you may have to play with the blending modes. Sometimes a different blending mode like color blur, color burn, or overlay may suit your tattoo better. It all depends on the colors. So I hope this answers anybody's question. I know I've had a few requests for this. And apply it to your projects. If you're on YouTube, rate the video, comment the video, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, this is Howard from IceFlow Studios. Take care.